come a cute little guy like this can turn into 1,000 ugly monsters? That was Mrs. Deagle.
I'll bet every kid in America would like to have one. They might even replace the dog as the family pet.
It begins in a junk shop in Chinatown when a customer discovers something inside a cage. Something he can't resist buying.
What is that?
Mogwai.
What's he doing?
Singing. He does that sometimes.
You don't expose it to bright lights, you don't allow it near water, and you never feed it after midnight. Its name is Gizmo, and in just a little while, he, she, or it is going to cause all hell to break loose.
What is it?
No.
It's your new pet.
You know in advance it's going to break loose because the producer is Steven Spielberg, whose new film, Gremlins, once again deals with a form of fantasy horror touching everyday life in modern suburbia, a theme he first explored in Close Encounters of the Third Kind, Poltergeist, and E.T. Gremlins, as Bugs Bunny once reminded us in a Warner Brothers cartoon, are mischievous little creatures who foul up airplanes and other machinery.
Constant menace to pilots are the Gremlins who wreck planes with their...
But Steven Spielberg, outside of buying the screenplay by Chris Columbus and arranging the deal through Warner Brothers, had little to do with the production. Instead, he left matters in the hands of director Joe Dante following their successful collaboration on last year's Twilight Zone the movie. Dante, after an apprenticeship with Roger Corman, made his reputation in the Halley.
I think the greatest challenge is, as always, is to try to make the unbelievable seem believable. And in the case of Gremlins, not only did we have a phantasmagorical storyline that is almost a fairy tale in its lack of, setup, but we have all these little sort of special effects creatures that we have to try to give personalities to and make them seem real. And it's a really difficult chore to do, not because of anything in the effects particularly, but just that everything around them has to be right in order for them to work.
The second inspirational behind the Gremlins scene is the Bay Area's Chris Walas, the special effects designer who gave us the crocodile in Romancing the Stone and who's been associated with George Lucas on Return of the Jedi and Raiders of the Lost Ark. The creatures are the real stars of Gremlins, while the cast consists largely of unknown faces. Hoyt Axton was originally a country western singer and songwriter who turned to playing heavies on TV. In Gremlins, he escapes typecasting to portray a would-be inventor. I asked Hoyt Axton if the creatures seem real to him on the set.
I'm serious. Instantly, it had its own personality. It was just evil incarnate when I first saw it. Now, it's funny, now I don't feel that way. It is not evil incarnate to me. I mean, it's the bad gremlin. But last night, by the end of the movie, I started kind of liking those guys. They reminded me of some of my buddies,
The young hero of the piece is Zach Galligan, who's done several TV shows, but is now possibly on the verge of better things in films. He told me about a few unexpected happenings on the set.
They would do a lot of things to surprise me. I mean, they'd have them jump out of cabinets 2 seconds early or 2 seconds late, or they'd have, like, one take, for example, a gremlin leans into the frame and he bit onto my nose when I wasn't expecting it, so...
You can't tell a horror story without at least one woman trapped by the creatures, and Phoebe Cates is almost done in by a barroom full of devilish gremlins. I asked for her personal impression of the little creatures.
Ooh, yeah, they were pretty hideous. First time I saw them. Yeah, I didn't even see them moving and stuff. I just saw them sort of...
Just the facial.
Lying around. And they scared me.
While Gremlins may have its dark side, much of Dante's influence on the once solemn screenplay are fill-ups of comedy, including a Mrs. Scrooge character played by Polly Holliday, best remembered for her Eat My Grits role on TV's Alice.
I want your dog.
If those little green imps don't steal the hundreds of prints Warner Brothers has in circulation, or if they don't raid the box office itself, Gremlins stands a good chance of taking a solid bite out of the summertime movie market. If you were to sum up Gremlins in just a few words, what would you say?
E.T. with teeth.
listen to you today, and tomorrow maybe, because their bellies are full. But when freeze and hunger hit them, they'll start getting ideas. Ideas about living, about home. They'll want to set out on their own, find their way out of nowhere because they're human. But you can't be human. You gotta be tough. You gotta hold them together. On their own, they'll die. You gotta keep them here even if they hate your guts. Help will come.